I can start by saying that we have organized this course, this IDOCOS course, as part of a European project, and we are several partners working together. So we have the University of Bergen, based in Norway. We have the Royal Technological Institute in Sweden, KTH, and then we have the International Association of Universities, and the IAU is based in Paris, in France, at IAU headquarters. So even within the group, we are coming from different places, and we are very pleased to welcome you here to the group. I think that I see the entry starting to slow down, so I think that we can start the session. So first of all, a welcome, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are. We are very pleased to have you here, and we're very pleased that you have signed up for the course on digital transformation that we have launched within the framework of the IDOCOS project. We believe that this is an important opportunity to bring together many of the different priorities that we are working on at IAU, sustainable development, digital transformation, but also internationalization and international collaboration. So we are very pleased that this is also of interest to you. And today, this is what we are going to do, to focus a bit about what is the project that we are implementing together, and how does this course fit into the project? What is the course about? What can you expect? And then we are also here to answer any questions that you may have. But to launch the session, it is my pleasure to give the floor to Hillich van Land, who is the Secretary General of the International Association of Universities. Hillich, you have the floor.
Thank you, Trine, and warm welcome to all those who already have joined this important session today. A warm welcome to all our partners in this beautiful project on inaugural. IDOCOS stands for Innovative Doctoral Courses for IT, and it touches on all these different facets that Trine just highlighted. This is really a unique first opportunity to benefit from a course offering digital transformation of doctoral studies. And I will be very pleased to take the course with you, because I also would like to learn how this all operates better, even though we've been, of course, part of the whole process itself. So this is it forms part of the work of the IU, much more broadly speaking, under the priority digital transformation of higher education, one of the pillars of the work of the International Association of Universities. So I'm looking forward to the excellent presentations, and as well to the participation of students. And I really hope that you will benefit a lot from this extraordinary opportunity. So the floor is back to you, Trine.
Thank you very much, Hillich. I think that we can then start by setting the context, understanding a little bit more about the scope of this project, and then zooming into how did this course come about and what is it about. So in order to introduce the scope of the project that we are working on, it is my pleasure to give you the floor, Gard, in order to set the scene for our collaboration.
Thank you, Trine. Hello, everyone. I will take you through the presentation of the project and what we aim for, what we hope to offer, in addition to the course on digital transformation. So let me start by saying that what we do in this project is to develop a methodology, a concept, and a toolbox for universities around the world in a simple way to achieve the benefits from co-creation and sharing of courses in higher education. And as already presented by Trine, we are 4 partners in this project. It is KTH, IAU, the University of Bergen, and Nordic Insight. When IDOCOS, the project, was conceptualized, it was that as a kind of a building block for something bigger. Whether we will achieve that or not is still not clear, but it is clear that we will deliver the building block. The building block is an open guide, a handbook in how to do, what to think about in co-creation and sharing of doctoral courses online and blended. It is this open demonstration course many of you will follow in digital transformation, and it is also offering a textbook soon to be published, but pre-published already for you on digital transformation. And it is a demonstration platform to support all this collaboration. And the background you can see here as blue flat bubbles. They illustrate the context that this project is created in. And you know, digital transformation that has been accelerated by the pandemic is not only for the good. You have to decide what are the purpose of your process on digital transformation. So digital transformation can be for the good, but also for the bad, that increases digital gaps, for example. So all these trends, they are not easy trends pointing one direction. They have conflicts, they have choices to be made, like platforming. You know, maybe you know many of those big platforms taking and, so to speak, monopolizing the world, like Facebook, for example. They are also entering into education. And then the question is, should higher education control its own work, or should we leave it to the platforms? And this is one of the things that IDOCOS, in a modest way, suggests a way forward. While we have built the different deliverables step by step to also be used in a wider context with partners in sub-Saharan Africa, today it is those that are offered by us in Europe you will be able to look a bit further into. The aims, you know, we have ideal aims. We hope to support and facilitate university staff and doctoral students across universities in different countries in co-creation and sharing of digitalized courses and open learning materials, all prepared for quality online, flexible, and blended teaching and learning. You know, that is not straightforward. We have experienced that in our own project. And this will be shared in deliverables from the project. We need a scalable and robust methodology for co-creation and sharing. And we hope to provide easy access to affordable costs for short courses and open learning materials. And as I said initially, we also aim for providing relevant tools, open when available, for co-creation and sharing of open courses and learning materials. And throughout all these activities, we aim for building capacity and competences in digital transformation. So going down to earth, IDOCOS deliver 4 specific deliverables. 1, the methodology documented in a handbook. 2, a demonstration course that you will enjoy in digital transformation, where we also offer an updated open textbook, digital transformation, organizations, processes, decision strategies for a digitized century. And I will underline that we have aimed in this textbook to describe, discuss digital transformation in a realistic, pragmatic, and down-to-earth way. And then it is the course itself and what we call a digital supporter platform, a demonstrator for the methodology is also a deliverable. So today is what you will look into is the digital transformation course that will be more in depth presented by my colleagues, in particular Henrik Hansson, the lead professor, after I have finalized this brief presentation of the project. Now, let me just say some specific about the course, because we have designed the course to be offered in two groups. One group is a group selected from the partners University of Bergen and KTH that are supervised through 2 seminars and to deliver 2 reports peer-reviewed by co-students to be assessed by pass or no pass. And if students are correctly registered, they will receive a certificate and 3.5 credits for passing the course. This is what we call the closed group. Now, as said, we will also offer this course openly. 1,600 has registered to follow that course, and about 400 are by now registered into the learning management system. This is a course where students have to study on their own. They can look at videos from the seminars that will be made available, and they can, of course, interact with each other in the general forum for the course. They can deliver a report, and then we will evaluate up to 30 reports and award the 5 best as the best reports on digital transformation. And these reports can, if you want, be published on the IDOCOS web. We look very much forward to that. We think it will be very interesting reports. This is a field that is not much explored, and we look very much forward to these activities. The student follow the open course can locally consult with his or her university or supervisor to see if credits can be considered and awarded. But this will then be a local process at your own university. So we offer these courses parallel for the 2 groups, and you will belong to different groups. I should also say that if we have available spaces in the first group, we will draw students from the open group and invite them into the closed group. So this is not to be discussed in detail, it's too much for that, but this is the illustration of the human and digital platform to support co-creation and sharing. On the left hand, you see the human infrastructure by universities, working groups, task forces to co-create. On the right side, you see the users and the stakeholders. And in the middle, you see the processes that will be supported by this digital platform. You can read more on that in the handbook that is offered by the project. The early prototype we established back in September, October, and it's still a prototype, and you recognize this website, and you can download the handbook from above, and more tools will be available the next few months. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gard, for introducing the project so clearly and kind of setting the scene for how we are running the course. I also start seeing questions coming in the chat, and I just want to encourage you to continue writing any questions that you may have. Right now, we will continue the series of presentations, but the end of the session is allocated to be able to respond to some of your questions. So do not hesitate to continue posting those in the chat. Right now, it's my pleasure to give the floor now to Henrik. Henrik is leading the course and will be able to go a bit more into detail about the scope of the course and the expectations that you may have for the course. He will be able to clarify those. So Henrik, you have the floor.
Thank you. I take the screen instead of the floor, but thank you very much. We have all our own floors. In this course, it's fantastic to see so many people joining, and especially my friends from Sri Lanka. I recognize some people from there. You're welcome, all of you. So I have some slides here. Let's see, I have 10 minutes, is it? Okay, yeah. So first I was thinking of asking myself a few questions, which I think is interesting to hear what I would say if I was a student. So for instance, there are two assignments here, and I will explain what they are, and you can read in the platform also. And one of the limits are six pages per assignment. But if you want to express more, you can add it in appendices. So it is actually no limit except for relevance, meaning, and that kind of things. So if you want to say something more because you have very interesting things to say, you can add it in an appendix. But you should have your main answer in 6 pages maximum. That's one thing. And then sources, as God already said, we have 2 mandatory books. You have to read them, and they're really good actually, and you should be able to refer to them. But you have a freedom of using any other resource, but you have to refer to it, and it could be scientific, it could be sensor satellite data, it could be blog post, it could be anything that you find media, for instance. A lot of things is happening now very quickly, and it takes half a year to get the scientific publication. So not everything of relevance is always in the scientific journals, even though you should have it too. But mainly the 2 books, and I will soon explain how we use these 2 books. Then OpenAI chat, what is it called now? Chat GTP, is it? GTP. And there's another one coming up also from Google, I think today actually, a Bard something. You're not Guard, but Bard. Anyway, you can use it. You can use whatever you want, but you should write your own text. And we are dealing with adult people who are problem solvers, and it's no point of cheating, but you can use any type of technology, and also you can work together. We can have peer groups in the forum if you're especially interested in certain technology or certain SDG or something like that. That is fine, but you have to produce individual papers, and we will have the right to contact you and talk to you, and you have to at least understand what you have written. So that is another thing. I'm going to have 3 upcoming sessions. I think it's the 22nd of February, the 29th of March, and then the 10th of May. I was thinking of having a lessons learned where you express your own papers, some of you, and then you should be able to respond and present it. That means that you have to, understand what you have written, and we can check a little bit about this chat AI tool. Actually, they are releasing something also that we can check whether it's generated in this technology or not. I saw recently. You can always post questions in this forum when I'm talking and in the seminars. The questions will be mainly, I mean, it will be in the seminars, the dates I mentioned, because I cannot have thousands of people in the forum, but you can ask as much as you want in the chat. And if we can't answer it in the session live, we will answer it after. We take all the questions. And as God said, there are two groups. So if you are in the so-called closed group, we get this formal credits, and you don't want to do this, then you should inform us quickly so we can put some other people in, because there are 1,000 people in the queuing list. So don't waste a slot in the closed group if you don't want to do the tasks. Yes, I hope I have 6 minutes left or something. Yeah, Trina, is it?
Yes,
Because-
you still have a little bit of time, Henrik, if you wanted to
okay.
go into more
So
detail.
I have a nice cartoon. I cannot show it because it's copyright, I think, or maybe it's not, but it's a nice, we're going to talk about the third wave. If you look in the chat, if you click there, it's a nice description of what is coming up. And I will share my screen now to quickly, it will be quite fast now, I think, but the challenges are the 17 goals, and I think we are already now in this context doing 17 partnerships for the goals. That's one of the things we are doing with all these people around. So let me do like that, because so these are the challenges, and here is the first assignment, which actually is you're going into depth in one SDG area. I don't have time to, you'd find this in the platform, these instructions, but you go into depth in a problem area, and you can find, I think, 50 or 100 problems in the second report in the one of the books if you don't have a problem. But there are so many problems. But do something that interests you, that you want to spend time on, that you can do it in the big picture, or you can also do it in your local picture, in your local, with your, you know, the things that you can use around you. And it will be very interesting because you're from so many places. The second assignment is actually more about the solution or the action, the transformation. That you can connect the first task with the second task, but you can also do it completely separate. You want to do something, another issue in the second, that's fine. If you have questions about these instructions, we can talk about it later, but I want to say something more. So one of the mandatory books we have is actually by some of the people in here. I mean, Johan is not here, but Gard is here. And there are some other friends who are from, yeah, I cannot present them all, but this book is freely available. Let's see, I have to. And it is about digital transformation, but also not only technical aspects, it's also about, so we have different living conditions, different work life, different ways of interacting and so on. So it's also social transformation, but it is also the environmental transformation. So here you can read a lot about the actual digital, practical things. And this is just a copy of some of the table of content. And these are the first 5 chapters are for assignment 1. And then the also chapter 8 and 9, but you can skip the 6 and 7 for these assignments. And also 10 and 11. The other book is Digital Reset. It's a fantastic book. It's very innovative. If we can do what they are talking about, we have a fantastic world, but it is not that easy. This is a table of content. You should read all of this in a slow pace to really understand it, reflect on it. It is about these things. Actually, it's about combining the sustainability policies with the digital policies, which are completely separated in most cases. And as Gord mentioned a little bit, is that digital transformation is often making it worse because you make it more efficient. You use the old systems, more emissions, more efficiency, more consumers buying a lot of stuff, and it becomes even worse with the way we are doing it in many cases. But IT can be used in positive senses as well. We will talk about that. But the whole point is to connect digital transformation with sustainability. And sustainability is the overarching thing. If you do digital transformation without considering the planetary boundaries, how we can live, then it is destructive. So this is one conclusion here. Only if digitalization is subordinated to and becomes part of deep transformation can it contribute to sustainable development in a meaningful manner. Digital reset is to fundamentally re-evaluate digital technologies and redirect them for urgently required sustainability transformation. This is quotes from the book. And there is a lot of deep. There is deep tech, there is deep transformation, and I think you should do deep learning and produce some deep texts here also. You can, for instance, summarize your assignment with, if you're talking about a sustainability problem and its transformation, you can talk about the potentials in a SWOT table like that. You know, what are the strengths in your area, in this area? What are the opportunities? What are the weaknesses and problems you see? This is a way of summarizing. Here is a new search engine. I haven't tested it very much, but it is Ecosia. And when you search, you're not generating ads, you're generating trees. So they plant trees. So, and it's you can check that one instead of the other search engines, which is used by 93% of the population and generates a lot of ads all the time. Have a look at this one, Ecosia. Yeah, so I will soon conclude by saying that I will have the next session on plastics and waste. And what is the sustainability goals related to plastic and waste? Yeah, it is these. It's a lot. It's not only one. And you see that waste management and plastics, they are affecting a lot of sustainability goals. I will also show that, for instance, if you do something for children, it will affect education, well-being, equality, etc. So there is a lot of things that goes across, and they are interrelated, these goals. So this is my second session. And I will also talk about resistance to change, because even though we know a lot of things, nothing happens. And why doesn't happen? What's the problem here? Why is people so resistant to change? I will have some theories adding up, and I will not particularly read from the books. You have to read the books yourself. It's very much a reading course. I will add a lot of other things to trigger your thinking around this with new information and what it really means with the sustainability issues. And I will add some new theories on resistance to change. Yeah, okay. And the second session I will use for invasion, not in Ukraine, but invasion of species. Strange species come in different areas. What happens? And extinction. We are talking about the next massive extinction. There is a lot of things happening, and I will talk about that in the second session, in Mars. And what sustainability goal areas are related to this topic? It's a lot. You know, I will explain why I selected these because I don't have time here. Okay, and I finally end here with a image showing a kind of a terrifying thing. We already exceeded 6 of the planetary boundaries are exceeded. already now, and we are doing too little. This is from the Swedish Resilience Science Center group, an image of which boundaries, and I will talk about the meaning of this, not only in abstract forms, but with real cases when we have the next sessions, give examples. So I think that is my last slide, and I used my time, I think.
Indeed, you guys on time, Henrik, so it's just fine. And thank you for this presentation, taking us a bit deeper into the course and seeing what to expect from the upcoming seminars that will be organized, as you said, in February and March. And I see that questions are coming in the chat. I'm taking note and we'll get back to those, but I already want to reassure you that this session is being recorded, so we will share the video with everyone afterwards. And I think that we can also make available the PowerPoint presentations online, unless Gard and Henrik has any objections to that. I think that they are part of the session, so I don't see why we cannot also share those with you. So that is just already a response to several questions that I'm seeing coming in. But now that we have been diving into the course, we also want to give an opportunity to Ramtin, who is helping out with the LMS, the Learning Management System, to kind of introduce you to the space where you will be working. As for the majority of students, this is a self-paced learning course. It is, of course, very important that you are able to navigate and know where to find the different resources, the different assignments, etc., etc. So Ramtin, you have the screen in order to be able to demonstrate how it functions.
Thank you, Trina. So this is the LMS, which you can access on lms.idocos.eu. And after you create an account, this is the main page you will be presented with, where you can read some basic information. To access the open course, you will find a link here. You can press this one, and then you can enroll. Now you have access to all the information. You can view general course information and all the mandatory literature you need. And there's also a course forum where you can post questions, and we'll try to answer them as much as possible. And on the assignment 1, you can also find the pre-published book. And furthermore, you can also find information about assignment 2. And also where to hand in your assignment. And if you have any issues, you can also always contact support here. So it's pretty self-explanatory, the LMS. So if you have any questions, just let us know. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ramtin, for this introduction. And I think that we have encouraged all students signed up to already start navigating in the space and reaching out to us. So as Ramtin was saying, in case you're having any trouble accessing, or if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to us. Or if it's of more general nature, you can of course also ask questions here in the chat. Okay, so we have gone through the general presentations, introductions, and I see that several questions have been coming in. Do not hesitate to continue writing questions, but we will start little by little of answering some of those. I would like to start by giving Gard the floor to respond to some of the questions regarding certification. Gard, you already explained it as part of the course, but I think that we need to really repeat that information to explain what is the difference between the open and the closed group. I also see some questions coming in. How do I know if I'm part of the open or the closed group? So Gard, I will start by giving you the floor to clarify that part.
Thank you, Trina. You know, as a project that has an open direction, we wanted to provide 2 tracks. 2 courses in parallel or 1 course in parallel for 2 groups. The closed groups is based on the fact that we have a project contract to deliver this as a demonstrator course in what you can call a supervised environment. And the lead professor, the lead supervisor will be Henrik, and you that will join the closed group will enjoy Henrik in forums and seminars. In this closed groups, we also have the opportunity to offer 3.5 credits from KTH. Well, to have those 3.5 credits, you have to fill in a very specific form. The responsible person for handling that is Elisabeth Keller at KTH. And if you do that and have access to the closed group, you will have the 3.5 credit if you pass the evaluation after having delivered 2 peer-reviewed reports. I have seen a few questions then ask, how long is this course? We have estimated the length of total work for the student to be about 90 hours. But as a project that is open directed, we also wanted other students, other staff, other persons around the world that are engaged in the issue of digital transformation and sustainability to take part in the course. But then we are not able to offer this as a supervised, assessed course. We are only able to offer that as a self-paced course, which means that you yourself has to do all the work. If you want to engage with co-students in the fora, you can do that. And then we have said, okay, if you write one of the 2 reports and provide it for evaluation, we will evaluate the 30 first reports that arrive and select 5 of them as best reports, which also can be presented at the IDOCOS website. I hope I now have explained the basic difference between the closed group and the open group. Then, of course, the question is, hi, I want to have credits. How can I join the closed group? Me too. Understand that completely. Now, there are many people queuing up for the closed group. So first of all, if you're not invited specifically, we will draw participants to the closed group, the very few, by selecting first come, first served in the queue. This is the only fair way we could do this. The others will have the offer as an open participant. We cannot open the door for more. I'm very sorry for that. On the other hand, the alternative, the open alternative, is always there. You can download or look at the seminars. The videos will be available. You can look at the presentations. You can read the handbook. And of course, the 2 reports, 1 open textbook and 1 report, both brand new, you can study self-paced. That is what we can offer for the open group. Now, I want to have credits and I'm in the open group. What can I do? Well, what you can do is to immediately contact your university, either your supervisor or your faculty, and to discuss with the supervisor whether you can have credits for completing this open course? Well, if I was your supervisor, I would ask you, okay, looks good, nice learning materials, nice people, all that, but how should I know that you have completed and that you have learned something valuable that you can have credits for? Now, I guess you then will have to agree to deliver the report you wrote from the course, and your supervisor might ask you some questions to see that you really have followed the course. If you do that locally at your university, at least in Europe, you might have credits. So this is totally up to you if you try that avenue, and I cannot promise you nothing. But this is a possibility if you are a doctoral student and do the course. I hope I've answered the questions as I like to have the answer myself, at least.
Thank you very much, Gard. I think that it was very clear. I see that questions are continuing to come in. I would now like to turn to Henrik with a few of the questions that I have seen coming in, more specifically related to the course itself and not to the surrounding practicalities. And one of the questions that came up is, what about the deadlines for the assignments? What is planned for that? And then there was also a question about whether students will be expected to publish their in journals. Is that also part of the learning outcomes? So Henrik, what are your thoughts on this?
I'll take the second question first. Publishing journals. Yeah, of course, you can use this as a kind of way to your text could be expanded to a journal article. It could be maybe a proposal to an application. You can even add an appendix of a proposal based on your study here, your theoretical study. So I think it would be great if we could have something more than just course credits and interaction and engaging, like maybe some spin-offs like this could be a research application, collaboration between people you meet in this group, or if you can expand it to a paper, that's up to you. You can use your own text freely, of course. And for the administrative deadline thing, I don't remember, but I think Gard has these dates, is it? We talked about the deadline dates. I don't remember it.
Maybe they're also available in the learning management system.
Gard, do you remember?
Gard, do you have the dates in mind for the assignments to be delivered?
Yeah, we had
in the closed group.
It doesn't continue forever.
In the closed group is, I don't remember exactly, but it is in April, last part of April. And the date is in the learning management system very clearly. And let's say it's 18th April or something like that. And then it will be a period on 2 weeks for assessment.
Very good. In terms of technical questions, I'm seeing that Ramtin is already responding to some of the questions in the chat. So thank you, Ramtin, for that. So just to clarify to everyone, there is no specific obligation as for what type of emails you're using. You're welcome to use the email that you would like for the enrollment and registration for the course. I also see that there are coming in a few different questions about how do we know to which group we belong. I would say one very simple way of knowing to which group you belong is that if you received the invitation to this launch session from the IAU, from me, then you're part of the open group. The registration to the closed group requires a bit more thorough registration process, as you are then enrolling as part of KTH in Sweden. So if you have gone through that process, that means that you're part of the closed group. I don't know if any of my colleagues here in the team wants to add to that question in terms of how to know to which group you belong.
I can say briefly on behalf of the University of Bergen that some of you have received direct emails from me, and then you know that you are part of the UIB team for the closed group. But that's been clarified in emails as well.
Very good. Then I think that there was another question on how long does it take? Gard, you already gave indication of time, and there's also some questions about the duration of the course. So Gard, maybe you can just pick up on that again and explain the frame and the time frame.
Thank you, Trine. We have estimated that it will take 90 study hours to complete the course in the closed group, including drafting two short reports that are peer-reviewed. Of course, you can use double time, no problem. But the course will end in the end of April for the closed group. And each report delivered will be assessed, evaluated for pass or no pass. And if you have registered in the form from KTH and you pass, you will have credits. And in the end of the course, in May, there will be an evaluation seminar for the closed group where anyone can take the floor, the screen, and give his or her say on the learning experience. That is the closed group. For the open group, again, you can do just like many of us do when we look into one of the MOOCs or the open courses, that you just, orient yourself, you download the textbook, you download the report, and you have it and you look at it. You don't use that much time. You are just out there for the material to understand what it is about. That is not, of course, a completed course, but it is like using a library. You inform yourself. It wouldn't take a long time. Maybe, 5 hours. But if you want to read a book, read a report, it will take some longer time. Or you can go the long road in a self-paced course and do all the things that are suggested in that course. And then you will use probably 90 or more study hours to do that. Now, some of you will say, why should I do that? I don't get any credits. I don't get any award. I don't get any certification. We have discussed this up and down. It is a pain for us not to be able to offering you an incentive. But this is the case. The regulation is like this. And we don't have the capacity to develop a new type of a certification system for that. Some of you I've read in the chat say, oh, it is a shame that you cannot get any kind of certification or whatever point study for what, for completing this course. Well, this is the best we can do. We offer it for you for the open world, so you can use this learning resource. And it's brand new. So you couldn't do this any place else. You could only do it here for free. No restrictions. It's all for you. That is the best we could offer. I hope that many others around the world will adopt this learning materials, develop courses, and offering you credits. We couldn't do it. We are a forerunner project. we are piloting something. We are trying to point out the road to go. So all you out there interested and concerned about digital transformation and sustainability, please develop courses, engage students openly and for free. We try to point out the road, as we say. So the last question I think that has to be discussed with regards to the open courses, how do you select the 30 that will be considered for an award? We use the simple method of first come, first served. Means that the 31st reports we receive, we will evaluate and we will give a quick feedback. We will put up on our web, maybe also Trine will send to you registered in the course, that we have now received 30. And then we will select the 5 and ask you that are selected, do you want to publish this? Before before ending, it might be other issues that are coming up related to this, so please be free to ask. The only thing I will repeat to those of you that are doctoral students from other universities, in particular in Europe, contact your supervisor, your department, your faculty, to see if it is possible to have local credits if you complete the course and show your learning experience locally. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gard. And you already started responding to my next question by taking up this issue of the reports and which reports are to be evaluated. Another final question that I saw in the chat was regarding the time frame, when students may expect to know whether they can potentially be moved from one group to another. And there was also a question, is there any possibility of expressing my interest of moving from one group to another? So Gard, I will hand it very quickly back to you to just clarify that part.
The next few days, we will sum up what the situation is with regards to the closed group. And if there are still available space, we will add people to the closed group. And we will use the principle of first come, first served. So it means that if you came into the queue late, you will not be selected. I'm very sorry to say that, but this is the only way, seen from our side, we could find some kind of just way of finding candidates for the closed group. But as I said, remember, let this be for inspiration for others to take up what we deliver to the scene now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gard, and thank you for emphasizing the fact that we really want to offer this opportunity to as many as possible, but as it's not possible to be able to follow all the students individually, we thought that at least making the information, making the course available, making an opportunity for you to engage with each other within the forum, within the chat is the next best, if you want, solution in order to move ahead and get as much information out there. I'm looking in the group. Anyone else want to take the floor to respond to additional questions? I think that I've tried to group it and exhaust the different questions coming in. I saw that there were already some content questions coming in as well, which I did not pick up on because I think those will be part of the discussions within the seminars that Henrik is going to lead. I think that it was also emphasized both by Gard and by Henrik that those seminars organized by Henrik will be made available in video recording to the open group as well. So although you're not part of the live sessions, all the information, all the discussions will be shared with the group. So I look around and I am looking at my colleagues to see if you want to jump in, add extra information. I don't see any additional questions coming in. Tora, maybe you want to say a few words as the overall coordinator. The University of Bergen is the leader on this project, to just a few remarks to close this session. And then I think that we will continue the exchanges by email and we stand ready to respond to additional questions after this session. Tora.
Thank you very much, Trina. I will be very quick. It's been great to have come to this date when we can actually launch the course. And it's very much thanks to the colleagues that you see here. GARD is taking lead in this, and KTH team with Elizabeth and Johan and Trina's excellent leadership now in this seminar, and the widespread network that IIU has that has spread the information here, and is the reason why we have so many attending this meeting, I think. So thank you all, thanks to the colleagues, and thank you all to the students that have followed this meeting. And I wish you all good luck in the execution of the course. And of course, we will be in touch with many of you, I think, during the next couple of months as the course starts, and you will follow the seminars of Henrik. And I understand that this meeting also, the recording will be available. So those of you that came in late and so on, I want to catch up what was said before you came in. I saw the numbers have gone gradually up as we went through the meeting. You will be able to see the recording there. And of course, as Trina said, we really want as many as possible to follow this. And it's very possible to follow also without taking part in the alpha group or the closed group, as we call it here. So this is also very well suited for self-studies, I think. So thank you very much, and thank you, Trina, for excellent leadership.
Thank you to all, to the entire group, and especially thank you to you, all the students who have showed interest in this course. We really wish you a very nice learning journey, and we look forward to be part of it and to reading the assignments and the reports coming out of this collaboration. So I see there is a few technical questions, and Ramtin said, do not hesitate to use the support button in the learning management system in order to get that technical support. So we are here to help you, and we wish you all the best for this beginning and look forward to hearing from you throughout the process. So thank you to all, and I close the meeting. Bye.